guys, this is Tara with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and today I'm jumping in with the Mercury Retrograde reading. I know that Mercury Retrograde started on Sunday and today is Wednesday, or maybe by the time I upload this it'll already be Thursday, but retrograde fortunately goes all the way till the 22nd of December. The spread I'm going to be using I believe came from Vic's of New Age Hipster. However, if you recognize it to be your spread, just let me know and I will shoot you some credit. So the deck I'm going to be using is my brand new Frau Grand Duchess Tarot. I used it during my live chat and I thought it was really awesome, and I've just been using it for everything, and it just gives really good readings, and it's been a pretty good homie lately. For the theme card, I'm choosing one oracle card to go along with my tarot deck, and that is the Aboriginal Spirit Oracle deck. I actually got this in a trade, and this has been a really interesting deck. The messages are a lot different, so I thought it would be interesting to use for Mercury Retrograde. I normally don't choose a stone for retrograde, but I don't know, for some reason I felt like I really needed to show a stone for you guys that I felt kind of connected with Mercury Retrograde, at least this pass through, and that is my little piece of copper here. Just a raw piece of copper, and I don't know, I love the feeling of copper. I even brought it to school today, so there you go. Before we get started, show off my brand new sweatshirt. It's Snoopy and Woodstock, Christmas Snoopy. My dude got this from Knott's Berry Farm. He went up there with his roller coaster buddy. Since I'm not a huge fan of roller coasters, he goes with his friend Marsha, and she's we know her as the Marsha Monster because she eats so much candy, so she has to work out so much for all the candy she eats. So he always makes sure to bring a bucket of candy. I'm like, don't forget Marsha Monster's candy. And so they just like eat candy, or well, she eats candy, and they ride roller coasters all day. And so when he came back, he brought me some goodies, and one of those goodies was this awesome sweatshirt. Let's go into the theme card for Mercury Retrograde this time through, and this is the one where I pulled the oracle card and a tarot card, and we got Judgment and Wealth. Now I did pre-pull these cards, but I just hadn't really looked at them yet, just to make the video go faster. So the first thing I'm noticing, make sure I get the glare off of here. Here in the Judgment card you have this little girl here, and she's kind of looking up at this horn or bell. And then in the Aboriginal Spirit Oracle you see the keyword being wealth, but there seems to be, you know, these something raining down, and I just think it's interesting that these cards actually look like they go together. You know, something raining down, she's looking up, receiving some information, this guy is reaching up for something. So it seems like, you know, and what I really noticed was her eyes being wide open. So for this Mercury Retrograde, it just feels like things that maybe we have been ignoring are going to be like smack dab in our faces, like whether or not we want to acknowledge they're there. I think that Mercury Retrograde is going to force us to see it. I'm not saying that this is anything bad, but it could be stuff that maybe we've been ignoring or choosing not to see for whatever reason that may be. And again, this is just general, so I'm not saying this is for any particular person out there, but just like in general, you know, things that maybe we've been like choosing to put our blinders up, so to speak, but there's just going to be that wealth of eye-opening in your face. You know, this is what's happening, and you need to acknowledge this. You need to see this is going on, so that, I don't know, whatever it is that we're kind of generally all working on, like to be able to move past something or to go on to the next project or level up or whatever it may be. It looks like our eyes are really going to be open whether we like it or not. This Mercury Retrograde. Card number 2 is subconscious blocks. So these are kind of like below the surface. We may not consciously know they're there, but it's good to kind of see that they're there so that we could start working on them consciously. And so, ooh, we got the Star card. So it looks like subconsciously, you know, if the theme being that our eyes are going to be open to some stuff that are subconsciously we've been disconnecting. And for me, the star card means a connection, but I kind of see it in a reverse position, even though I don't read reversals. That we've kind of disconnected to make whatever is going on easier to deal with, because if we're totally connected, who knows, maybe there's so much going on right now you just can't deal with another thing, and so maybe we've sort of like disconnected or disengaged a little bit. What has been released, card number 3. Oh, and then we have the 8 of Wands. So finally, what has been released? There's a waffle on this card. That's freaking awesome. What has been released? It looks like that need to be going like 90 miles an hour. That, we need to go, go, go. We're not doing enough. We need to do more. And kind of that physical burnout maybe we've been feeling as we've been racing towards the end of the year. Retrograde is kind of coinciding with getting closer to, well, Yule and the end of our 2017. And it seems like we've kind of taken a step back and just slowed down a little bit. So that's great. That's good news. Burnout, like no bueno. Card position number 4 is the mental blocks. So let's see. We got the Queen of Cups. So mentally right now, it looks like we don't want to appear soft to others. It looks like we want to be more Queen of Swords than Queen of Cups. We want to be like in our power, like I don't take no shit, like you listen to me, and and in that kind of like commanding phase. And it seems like if we show our compassionate side or show our human side, our emotional side, that we might be thinking mentally that we're less than. People might think of us as soft, or they could walk all over us, or whatever it may be. So mentally, we might be having that kind of conflict back and forth of, I don't want people to see me too soft. I want them to see me as tough. I want them to see me as powerful. I want them to see me in whatever position that I'm in, a position of superiority. And I feel like that the general feeling is, if I show softness or kindness, that people may not have as much respect. That's an interesting mental block. And our very last card for Mercury Retrograde is the lessons to learn this Mercury Retrograde. Like, woo! The lessons are, good Lord, justice, people. Justice. So, instead of seeing this as, sometimes I see justice as more of a balance, but that's not how I'm seeing it. Like, my eye was totally drawn to this dagger down here and the little timer. So lessons to learn is, what popped into my mind is, every action has a equal and opposite reaction. So what you're putting out there, let's say those mental blocks, I want to be total Queen of Swords. Not that that's bad in some cases, just maybe you don't want to be Queen of Swords all the time. Sometimes we need to go through the other suits and take a break ski. And so if we're constantly in that one mode, we might constantly be getting friction, which is stressful, that creates a lot of stress. And so just think of what you're putting out is what you're getting back. If you are frantic all the time, you're going to attract more, franticness, which I don't think is a word, but I'll get back to you on that. English teacher here. So yeah, so for justice, that's some lessons we're going to have to learn this month is we are responsible for our actions. And I know most of us are adults out there, and we're like, I know this is what we teach our children. This is what I teach my students, that you are responsible for your actions. But sometimes even adults need to be reminded, even if your intentions are good, maybe think about those intentions first before you put them through. All right, you guys, so that is it. That is the Mercury Retrograde reading. Just thought I'd pop in real quick. This week has been cray-cray. My dude just left this morning for Hawaii for 8 days. It's like his partial vacation that he takes twice a year with his buddy in Hawaii. His buddy lives over there, but his buddy owns these He does like low income housing properties. He builds these properties, and since my boyfriend does window film, like he goes over there and he tints his buddy's windows because it's actually cheaper to fly somebody from California to Hawaii to tint the windows than it is to actually hire somebody in Hawaii. It is that crazy expensive. So yeah, so he's got like 90 windows to tint and then a little bit of a vacation. I never really get to go because it's always during the school year, and then when I'm off, you know, for winter break or summer, that's his busy seasons. So like he's totally working, and then I get to go on my vacation. So there you go. It's always all over the place. I thank you guys for hanging in here, and I will catch you spiritual homies later. If you dug this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to get yourself subscribed, and don't forget to click that notification bell for more videos just like this. And if you want to catch a reading with me, there is 25% off in my shop until December 11th, which is coming up next week. So if you really, really want to get that awesome discount, then make sure that you grab a reading before then, so that can be applied at checkout. All right, I will catch you spiritual homies later. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out.